Well, two of the biggest names in politics have picked relative unknowns, if you will, to join them on a journey that could lead to the White House. Clinton, Kaine, and Trump, Pence. So how do these presidential pairs match up? Let's bring in our political panel, Fox News contributor Angela McGlowan, and the Third Way's co-founder, Jim Kessler. I'm so excited that you both are here. This is obviously news of the day, and we're excited about it. But, Jim, I do want to start with you. This is the first time I've had you on a panel, so I'm excited about it. You had said during the commercial break, which our viewers can't hear, that you thought that Tim Kaine was more of a bold choice. And I was going to ask you if you thought that he was too safe of a pick, and also was he not necessarily going to satisfy the Bernie Sanders who were looking for an Elizabeth Warren, the Bernie Sanders supporters.
So I think if it's possible to be a safe choice and a bold choice at the exact same time, I think Tim Kaine is. I think it's the perfect choice. It shows that Hillary Clinton is going to try and win the center, and that's where elections are won, in the center. It's a bold choice because a lot of folks in the Democratic Party, a lot of the activists were saying, pick someone, from the Bernie Sanders wing, and I think she picked someone that is decidedly not, and that's an important thing to do. I think it was the right decision to make. Will the Bernie Sanders supporters come along? Donald Trump made sure that they would come along during that convention last week.
You said something interesting. You said the elections are won in the center.
They are.
But Angela, I want to toss it to you because this is an election cycle that we have never seen before. So yes, maybe election cycles are won in the center, but is this election cycle?
Well, I'm going to agree with him to a certain extent that you do want to get the independents, but you want to get those millennials, and I don't think that Kaine and Unable, who is Hillary, because it's a Kaine and Unable ticket, because y'all are not going to win, I don't think that he's going to pull on the millennials. However, it was a bold move from the standpoint she can move more to the left to gain some of those Bernie supporters.
But that's her banking on the fact that she's going to get the base fired up. And we haven't seen her, and I'm talking about the young millennials, and we haven't seen her get them fired up.
I don't believe that she can. I think we have a leg up because Ivanka Trump, Ivanka Trump did a great job, and she's a millennial, okay? And then you have Donald Trump, who's this big-time celebrity. And the millennials, you can't gauge them. You can't poll them. They go with the wind, so I'm banking on the fact that they're going to support Trump.
And even if you gauge them and even if you poll them, my question to you is get them to the polling station on Election Day. That's a whole different bird.
Right, so 67% of seniors vote, 47% of millennials vote. But even so, look, I thought that convention was a disaster for Donald Trump, not just because of all the gaffes, but look, you had a convention where at the very end of it, Trump gave a speech that was too long, too dark, too divisive. Millennials are not into divisiveness. After the speech, David Duke, the most famous racist in America.
Those two together.
David Duke,
not fair.
hold on. David Duke tweeted.
That's not fair.
It's Jim. David.
Well, whatever your name is.
Hold on. Let me just finish.
Fair.
David Duke tweeted how wonderful a speech it was, and then was so inspired that he got into the race in Louisiana.
That has nothing to do with the convention, and conventions do not win elections. Now, I do believe that
they can lose elections.
He did fire up the base. I do believe that he brought in some new folks, and I love the fact that we had diversity.
Oh, yeah.
We had diversity, women, blacks, Hispanics. See, you try to make the Republican Party out to be the party of the racists.
No, I don't agree. I think Republicans are not.
Not you. Euphemism, your part, liberals. Let me change it, and I apologize. You want to make us out to be racist and sexist, and it's just not the case. So if you guys run on policy, you might have a chance. But bashing folks, people are tired of it.
Angela, let me just say one thing about diversity. There were 18 African-American delegates in the Quicken Loan Center. You would find more African-Americans at a heavy metal concert in Helsinki than were in Cleveland.
Bush won 2004 by getting 11% of the black vote nationally. 16%,
Trump won't get
16% of the black vote in Ohio. So don't count us out. Don't think you have us.
Okay, I want to shift gears a little bit because I do want to talk about the Trump-Pence ticket, if you will. And we had talked about diversity, and we had heard from Donald Trump saying, listen, I'm anti-establishment, but this is why I brought in Pence. I want to talk to you about how you've seen, I mean, I know that they haven't necessarily been on the campaign trail that long, but you have seen them interact together. What is your reaction to those two?
I think they're a great team. I think that they have chemistry. I think that they truly like each other. Pence was a great pick, but you just can't have one candidate just to pull on conservatives. They have to be lock and step. And they're like night and day, so it is going to be interesting to see how we pull on the conservatives. Only thing I can say is in 2012, Obama and the Republicans defeated Mitt Romney. And I'm hopeful it won't happen this time.
Jim, I'll give you the last word.
I think Pence was the best pick that Donald Trump could do because almost everybody else who would be in the top tier did not want the job. John Kasich turned it down. Marco Rubio turned it down. So he had trouble attracting people.
How do you know all of this, though? I mean, were you in the room when they turned it down? Were you on the phone? How do liberals know all of this stuff?
I was actually on the phone with them.
You say it with such conviction. I'm sorry about David, Jeff. You say it with such conviction.
I read published reports on that. So if that's incorrect, it's from published reports. But look, Pence is the best that he could do. It moderates him a little bit, at least in terms of attitude, but I don't think it's going to be near enough to get him over the finish line.
All right, Jim, Angela, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.